Years later, Feng Xi saw Li Feiyu again. The person he had longed for had finally returned. And so, he entrusted all his treasures to Li Feiyu, even sacrificing the Golden Flood Dragon King in the process. After Han Li took away the Yuan Magnetic Divine Mountain, he inquired about the Golden Flood Dragon King's whereabouts from Ling Yuling. 2 years later, the people of the Star Palace took Han Li to an island, telling him that the Golden Flood Dragon King would definitely come soon, because it produced a very rare spiritual fruit, which the Golden Flood Dragon King loved to eat. Therefore, every time the spiritual fruit ripened, the Golden Flood Dragon King would come to pick it. The spiritual fruit would ripen in a few days. So this woman was certain the Golden Flood Dragon King would come. After receiving a positive answer, Han Li dismissed the Star Palace woman and began setting up an ambush on the island. He first used the 5-hearted demons to hide them, then summoned 12 6-winged frost centipedes and concealed them in the sea. He then hid himself, awaiting the arrival of the Golden Flood Dragon King. Just a short while later, the Golden Flood Dragon King arrived near the island, accompanied by Feng Xi. Upon their arrival, the Golden Flood Dragon King sensed something was amiss. Someone had just probed them with divine sense, but due to its weakness, he couldn't immediately determine if it was his imagination. Feng Xi, upon hearing this, flattered him, claiming that no one in the chaotic star ocean could threaten the Golden Flood Dragon King. Next, the Golden Flood Dragon King told Feng Xi about the dragon scale fruit. Feng Xi had come because he knew how to transplant the dragon scale fruit tree, and he hoped to exchange it for several spiritual herbs from the Golden Flood Dragon King. As Feng Xi was about to land on the island, the Golden Flood Dragon King sensed something was amiss and stopped him. Then he took out a gleaming golden pearl. This pearl could enhance the Golden Flood Dragon King's divine sense. He began to carefully examine his surroundings, and finally discovered Han Li's presence. Han Li, no longer hiding, appeared before them. The Golden Flood Dragon King had seen Han Li once before, when Han Li had stolen his top-grade spirit stones. But he didn't recognize Han Li. Feng Xi, however, directly called out Li Feiyu's name and told the Golden Flood Dragon King that this was the person who killed the poisonous flood dragon and stole his wind and thunder wings. After recognizing Han Li's identity, Feng Xi initially planned to join forces with the Golden Flood Dragon King to capture Han Li. However, upon scanning Han Li's cultivation level, his face immediately turned pale. He hadn't expected Han Li to be a late-stage nascent soul cultivator. The Golden Flood Dragon King, on the other hand, knew about Biling Island and wasn't surprised. When Han Li saw Feng Xi again, a smile appeared on his lips. This was truly his benefactor. He hadn't even sought him out, yet Feng Xi had delivered himself to his doorstep. As the three began to fight, the Golden Flood Dragon King swiftly transformed into his half-human, half-flood dragon battle form, drew his golden spear, and thrust it towards Han Li. After Han Li used his magic weapon to defend himself, he retreated a short distance using the wind and thunder wings. Seeing the wind and thunder wings, Feng Xi's expression darkened further, and he too drew his weapon and began attacking Han Li. Facing Feng Xi, who was still only at the mid-nascent soul stage, Han Li naturally didn't take him seriously. He immediately used the Void Heaven Cauldron to collect Feng Xi's magic weapon. Before Han Li could make another move, the Golden Flood Dragon King summoned 2 more magic weapons and began forming hand seals to attack. Feng Xi also transformed into his half-demon form and became serious. Seeing that they intended to outnumber him, Han Li decided to gather some helpers. He then formed hand seals, and the 5-hearted demon and the 6-winged frost centipede charged forward simultaneously. At this moment, the Golden Flood Dragon King was still unaware of the danger. He believed that although Han Li was only at the late nascent soul stage, he and Feng Xi could kill him together. Therefore, he planned to kill Han Li quickly, and then deal with the helpers Han Li had summoned. Han Li, however, used the 8th Spirit Ruler to protect himself, and with a flick of his wrist, produced the 3 Flames fan. He mercilessly blasted it at the 2 demons, breaking through their attack with a single strike. The attack swept towards them, and the Golden Flood Dragon King successfully blocked it with his own magic weapon. Feng Xi used his escape technique to leave the 3 Flames fans' attack range. Neither demon suffered significant damage. Han Li then decided to deal with Feng Xi first, but Feng Xi's wind escape technique proved troublesome. Han Li then directly used the Azure Bamboo Becloud Sword to pursue Feng Xi. As for the Golden Flood Dragon King, he continuously attacked the 8th Spirit Ruler's defense, but couldn't break through it to harm Han Li. For a time, the two demons were completely suppressed by Hanli. Seeing that even the Golden Flood Dragon King couldn't defeat Hanli, Feng Xi began to consider whether he should turn and run. However, in that instant of thought, he was immediately trapped by the swarm of 6 winged frost centipedes. At this moment, the Golden Flood Dragon King also tried to retreat, but unfortunately, Hanli simply waved his hand, and the 5-hearted demons immediately attacked the Golden Flood Dragon King. Now, Feng Xi was filled with fear of Hanli, and could only desperately try to escape using a secret technique. However, Hanli immobilized him with the 8th Spirit Ruler. The power of the heaven-reaching spiritual treasure was too much for Feng Xi to resist, and he could only watch helplessly as the 6-winged frost centipede lunged at him. Just as Feng Xi was dealt with, the 5-hearted demon destroyed the Golden Flood Dragon King's physical body, forcing the Golden Flood Dragon King to transform into a bone flood dragon and escape with its demon core. But after being trapped by the azure silk of the Void Heaven Cauldron, it was then killed by the azure bamboo becloud sword. Hanli obtained its essence, demon core, and bone flood dragon corpse. After taking the Golden Flood Dragon King, Hanli flew without hesitation to the frozen Feng Xi and severed Feng Xi along with the ice. As for Feng Xi's essence, it panicked and rushed towards the 6-winged frost centipede, where it was swallowed whole. The two demons were easily defeated, and Hanli took their storage bags. From Feng Xi's bag, he obtained several demon cultivation techniques, the true effects of the dragon scale fruit, and a method for transplanting spirit trees. Moreover, this transplanting method was also applicable to other spirit trees, which overjoyed Hanli. As for the Golden Flood Dragon King's storage bag, what interested Hanli was the bone tempering technique. After Hanli had collected everything, he went to the island to search for the dragon scale fruit. This time, the noble bird had truly brought Hanli a new opportunity, and its long-cherished wish for him over the years was not in vain.